That is the field before the lines and bases are put down. The grounds crew performs the same ritual for every game on every field, laying chalk lines, putting down bases, mowing the outfield. It's as timeless as the game itself, and it's all in anticipation of two words: play ball.
And once again, good evening, and welcome to another evening of Dixie Youth Ozone Baseball from Oscar Frazier Park in Bluffton, South Carolina. I'm Jody Vermilia, and we'll be with you for two games this evening. The first game here at 5:15, the second game at 7:30, right here on the Beaufort County Channel. In this game, we have the Midland All-Stars versus the Bluffton American All-Stars. One of these two teams will move on in this 12-team tournament. The other will go home. The lineup cards have been exchanged. We've just heard the national anthem. Well, let's go over the starting lineup. Bluffton American will be the home team in this game, and the Midland All-Stars will be the away team. So let's go over the lineup for the Midland All-Stars first. Leading off at shortstop, it's Hunter Epps. Batting second in center field, it's Caleb Walters. Batting third at second base, it's Bryce Gillette. Batting cleanup at third base, it's Zeb Taylor. Batting fifth and pitching, it's Trey Craig. Batting sixth at first base, Bryson Steele. Batting seventh, the extra hitter, Logan Gadberry. Batting eighth, extra hitter, Kenny Sanders. Batting ninth in right field, it's Keaton Bennett. Extra hitter, Aiden Gallegos. Hits 10th, Will Yancey, the catcher, 11th. And Chance Culley plays left field and rounds out the batting order for Midland. On the mound for the Bluffton All-Stars, it's Jackson Arsenault. His battery mate is Henry Parrott. The Bluffton American All-Stars line up this way. Roman Colella leads off and plays center field. Jackson Arsenault, the pitcher, bats second. Nico Martucci, a hitting hero yesterday for Bluffton American, plays first, hits third. Bradley Rubense, the extra hitter, bats cleanup. Henry Parrott, the catcher, bats fifth. Miles Fry, who hit a big home run on Saturday for Bluffton American, plays third, hits sixth. Batting seventh, Max Van Esselston in left field. Talon Putnam, the extra hitter, bats eighth. Scotty Boudreau at second base, bats ninth. Colton Young, extra hitter, bats 10th. Colin Hetzel at short, bats 11th. And Tannen Markowski in right field rounds out the batting order for Bluffton American. Bluffton American is coached by Alan Arsenault, assisted by Toby Colella and Jason Putnam. Over on the Midland side, they're coached by Corey Steele and assisted by Sean Bennett and Stephen Knight. And we're just about ready to go with the first pitch of this elimination game between the Midland All-Stars and the Bluffton American All-Stars.
Number 3, Hunter Epps.
And up steps Hunter Epps to the plate to lead off the ball game. You've heard some biographies of these young players all weekend. We'll give you some more as the evening goes. Fun things like their favorite food, what they want to be when they get a little older, their favorite movie, their sports idols, other sports they might have played, favorite bands, which I knew hardly any of on Saturday. And for Hunter Epps, he likes mac and cheese, just like all three of my kids. Mac and cheese, he likes the Adventures. The Atlanta Braves are his favorite baseball team. Dansby Swanson is his idol. He also wrestles. He likes to hunt and fish. Old Town Band is his favorite band. And he will lead off against Jackson Arsenault and the Bluffton American team. Bluffton National team was eliminated yesterday here at Oscar Frazier Park. And Bluffton American will try to stay alive. You see Arsenault completing his warm-up tosses. There's the throw down to second. We're ready to go. Hot evening here at Oscar Frazier Park. It was about 95 degrees as I was driving in tonight. Hot and humid, typical July weather here in the Low Country. Hunter Epps, Caleb Waters, Bryce Gillette, the first three for the Midland All-Stars here in the top of the first. Arsenault with the first pitch of the evening. And it misses outside for ball one. We are underway from field number 3, which is the Leo Vanoni Memorial Field here at Oscar Frazier Park. That's grounded foul past third. And the count's even now, 1 ball and 1 strike to Hunter Epps. Arsenault again into the wind. Pitch on the way outside. And the count now 2-1. 2-1 pitch on the way. Popped up foul. Third base side. Everybody chases it, but it's going to drop into foul territory, and that'll even the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. I want to thank you for tuning in to the County channel. You can also go to BeaufortCountySC.gov. Some of the other games will be streamed live there as well. Lots of baseball today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, and this all culminates with a champion being crowned on Thursday. The 2-2 pitch sails outside. Full count, 3-2 to Hunter Epps, leading off the top of the first. Three-two pitch on the way, swung on and popped up on the infield, and the first baseman puts it away for out number 1 here in the top of the first. Hunter Epps pops to the first baseman, Nico Martucci. Base is empty, 1 out. That brings up Caleb Waters.
Now batting number 2, Caleb Waters.
Another Braves fan is Caleb Waters. Chipper Jones, his favorite sports idol. Pretty good choice right there. Hall of Fame choice. Caleb also plays basketball. He wants to be a pro ball player. Likes to play video games. His favorite movie is The Sandlot. 1-0 pitch on the way from Arsenault is way outside, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. Misses the outside corner, 3-0. The 3-0 pitch is right through there. The count now 3-1 on Caleb Waters. Bryce Gillette waits on deck. Just underway here in the top of the first. Base is empty, 1 out. 3-1 pitch. Misses outside for ball 4, and there's the first runner of the evening. Caleb Waters trots down to first with a 1-out walk, and that'll bring up Bryce Gillette, the second baseman.
Number 5, Bryce Gillette.
Now batting for Sumter, number 11, Carson Todd.
Bryce is a Cleveland Indians fan. Francisco Lindor, his favorite player. And he likes to eat steak. So do I, Bryce Gillette, so do I. That'd be pretty good right now, matter of fact. Wonder if Shannon could make that happen for us up here in the press box. Some nice fillets. I'll be doing good if Scott Grooms brings me a cold hamburger before the night's over. Back at the game, the count is 1 ball and no strikes to Bryce Gillette. Runner gets his lead off first. Arsenault with a glance to the plate in there for a strike. And the count goes to 1-1. Snap throw to first. They worked on a lot on Saturday, and Arsenault gets him. caught Caleb Waters leaning just a little too far off first, and Waters picked off for the second out. That clears the bases. That's a big out for Bluffton American here in the top of the first inning. That's out number 2. That clears the bases, and it's an even 1-ball, 1-strike count to Bryce Gillette. We saw that a lot on Saturday. These young players have obviously worked on that little snap throw pickoff move to first, and that time it paid off for Jackson Arsenault. Count goes to 2-1 on Bryce Gillette. Zeb Taylor waits on deck. Pitches outside. The count goes to 3-1. 3-1 pitch on the way. Down and in for ball 4, so the pickoff play looms large here for Bluffton American as Bryce Gillette trots down to first with a 2-out walk, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Zeb Taylor. Zeb is a Red Sox fan. His favorite player is Mookie Betts. Baby Got Back. His favorite song and band, baseball is his hobby. Of course, he wants to be an engineer when he grows up. And he also plays basketball and football. And he likes The Sandlot. Got some good taste in movies from these youngsters. Arsenault delivers a strike. No balls and 1 strike to Zeb Taylor. No score, top of the first. Bryce Gillette, the runner at first with 2 outs. And the pitch to the plate misses, and the count's even now, 1 ball, 1 strike. Another snap throw to first, another close play, and 2 pickoffs in the top of the first for Jackson Arsenault. Arsenault walked 2 players, but he picked both of them off. That's a great way to start for Bluffton American in this big elimination game. And that takes us to the bottom of the first. No score from Field 3 at Oscar Frazier Park, the South Carolina Ozone Dixie Youth Baseball Tournament right here live on the Beaufort County Channel. We'll be right back. And we go to the bottom of the first. 2 pickoffs by Jackson Arsenault in the top of the first. Turns Midland away. And Bluffton American comes to bat with Roman Colella, Jackson Arsenault, and Nico Martucci, the first 3, versus Trey Craig and the Midland All-Stars. That is ripped to third. Good play by the third baseman. And a strike to first retires Roman Colella for the first out here in the bottom of the first.
Now batting number 4, Jackson Arsenault.
And now the pickoff man himself, Jackson Arsenault.
Now batting for the third All-Stars, number 2, Jacob Rainey.
Jackson Arsenault likes sushi. I've talked to him about that. He also likes the Cubs, but his favorite player plays for the Brewers, Christian Yelich. Bench warmers and basketball, his favorite movies. He also plays basketball and golf. And he fouls that off third base side out of play. And that evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike to the Bluffton American pitcher. No score, bottom of the first in this elimination game for both teams. Very, very important game. Pitch sells outside, and the count goes to 2-1 on Jackson Arsenault. Craig's 2-1 pitch finds the strike zone and evens the count 2-2. Tapped right back to the pitcher. And on the first in time, 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the first. Couple of infield groundouts retire the first 2 Bluffton American players. And now Nico Martucci with a home run yesterday was one of the offensive stars for Bluffton American. A grand slam home run off the bat of Nico. Also pitched well for Bluffton American. Did it all yesterday. Kind of like Tom Glavine and Greg Maddux used to do in the 90s for the Braves. Nico's ahead in the count, 1 ball, no strikes. And that's tapped just foul past third. And that evens the count 1-1. Two outs, bases empty, bottom of the first, no score. From Field 3 at Oscar Frazier Park in Bluffton, South Carolina, the Dixie Youth Ozone South Carolina Tournament. High and tight, and somehow Nico skipped out of the way, and the count goes to 2-1. I don't know how he got out of the way of that. Craig gets his sign, pitch on the way, fouled off the screen, and the count's even now, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nico likes tacos and the Yankees and Derek Jeter. And he was the young man who liked Spaceballs for a movie. How he knows about that movie, I have no idea. It's 30 years old, way before his time, as that's popped up on the infield. Third baseman calls for it, and he has it for the third out. So 3 up, 3 down for Bluffton American in the bottom of the first. We go to the top of the second. No score from Field 3 at Oscar Frazier Park. We'll be right back for the top of inning 2 right here on the Beaufort County Channel. No score as we head to the top of the second inning between the Bluffton American All-Stars and the Midland All-Stars. Jackson Arsenault still on the mound for Bluffton. He picked off 2 Midland All-Stars in the top of the first after walking each of them. So no scores. We're in the top of the second. Zeb Taylor leads off for Midland. It'll be Zeb Taylor. He was at the plate when Bryce Gillette was picked off back in the top of the first. So it'll be Zeb Taylor, Trey Craig, Bryson Steele, the first 3 for the Midland All-Stars. And the 2-0 pitch finds the strike zone. 2 balls, 1 strike. The count to Zeb Taylor. Two 2-1 pitch on the way. Foul back to the screen, off his fists, and that evens the count now, 2-2. Two pitch on the way. Hit foul. Third base side. The count stays 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch sails outside. The count's full now, 3-2. 3-2 pitch. Hit hard back through the middle into center field, a base hit, and that's the first base hit of the evening for either team. As Zeb Taylor leads off the top of the second with a solid single. Jackson Arsenault with another chance to show off his pickoff move. So leadoff man on for Midland, and that brings up Trey Craig. The pitcher for Midland. Trey's favorite song is Baby Shark. That's lined into left field, a solid single. Back-to-back singles for the Midland All-Stars to start the top of the second. Bryson Steele now the batter. The first baseman for the Midland All-Stars. A Boston Red Sox fan, a David Ortiz fan. Ransom by Little, I can't read what that says. Little Tekka? Can't read that handwriting. Fishing and hunting are his favorite hobbies. His favorite movie is Central Intelligence. I don't know what that is. And Steele ahead in the count, 1 ball, no strikes. Runners first and second. Nobody out here in the top of the first. Arsenault with a pickoff play to first. He's got another one if they can pull it off. They've got him in a rundown between second and first. Now the player breaks for home. The throw home. He's going to be safe. And the runner gets down to second. So a pickoff that time gone wrong for Bluffton American plates the first run of the evening. And the Midland All-Stars take a 1-0 lead over Bluffton American. Zeb Taylor scores the first run of the evening. Now Jackson Arsenault will try to get out of it with just the 1 run scoring. Runner leads off second. And the pitch to the plate's in the dirt. And the count now 2-0. That was some good base running by Zeb Taylor to stay in the rundown long enough and by Trey Craig both, to stay in the rundown long enough for the run to come around and score. Heads up base running. Arsenault, a long look in to Henry Parrott. Now he sets, snap throw back towards second. Is in the dirt. Lined into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Runner had to hold up to see if the ball was going to be caught, and now on the throw home, Steele advances to second. So runners second and third for the Midland All-Stars. Still nobody out. Logan Gadberry, the batter. Midland has scored one. They threaten to get more. Two runners in scoring position. Nobody out here in the top of the second. Tap foul, third base side. Gadberry down a strike. Runners lead off second and third. Arsenault gives them a look. 0-1 pitch to the plate. Fouled off, and the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Oh, 2 pitch on the way. Fouled off, out of play. Count stays 0-2. And now a meeting on the mound. Bluffton American will talk a little strategy. This is a huge game. The loser of this game will go home. The winner will move on. So every play very important to both teams. This, of course, a double elimination tournament. 12 teams started the tournament. And all of this culminates in Thursday's championship game, where we'll crown the winner. Arsenault again ready. Back on the mound. 0-2 pitch on the way is way outside. And the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. One-two pitch is swung on and miss. He'll have to throw him out. And the runner breaks for the plate, and he's going to be safe. Delayed steal by the Midland All-Stars on the strikeout and the throw to first, and it's 2-0 Midland All-Stars. Some heads-up base running by Midland results in both runs so far this inning. So Gadberry strikes out, but a run scores. That's the first out here in the top of the second. Runner now at third, 2 runs in. Kenny Sanders steps in the batter's box. Arsenault's pitch is ripped foul past third. Pitch gets away. Catcher can't find it. Now he does. Runner does not break for the plate. And the count now 1 ball, 1 strike to Kenny Sanders. Kenny Sanders, who likes the Atlanta Braves. His favorite player is Andrew McCutchen, who plays for the Phillies and is unfortunately on the disabled list. He likes the bench warmers. And he takes a strike, and the count now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Arsenault with a sign, and the 1-2 pitch on the way to the plate. That's hit toward short, fielded by the shortstop on a hop. Long throw to first in time. Run from third scores, and it's 3-0 the Midland All-Stars. Gives Sanders an RBI on the ground out. That clears the bases, puts 2 outs on the board, and brings up Keaton Bennett, the right fielder. 3-0, Midland out in front here in the top of the second. Keaton Bennett's favorite sports idol is Willie Mays, the Say Hey Kid. Willie Mays, 660 career home runs. Not too shabby. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike to Keaton Bennett. 3 runs in for Midland. They lead 3-0 as we play in the top of the second. These are 6-inning ball games. There's a swing and a miss at an off-speed pitch, and the count evens now 2-2. Two-two pitch on the way. Outside, ball 3. That fills the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Aiden Gallegos waits on deck for Midland. That is hit into left field and caught by the left fielder for out number 3 here in the top of the second. But Midland picks up 3 runs. And as we go to the bottom of the second, Bluffton American with some catching up to do. In this, the 2019 Dixie Youth Baseball Ozone State Championship, live on the Beaufort County Channel from Oscar Frazier Park in Bluffton, South Carolina. We'll be right back for the bottom of the second inning. Bradley Robbins will lead off for Bluffton American here in the bottom of the second inning. Bluffton American now down by 3 after the 3 spot that the Midland All-Stars hung on the scoreboard in the top of the second. Bradley Robbins, Henry Parrott, Miles Fry, the first 3 for Bluffton. And there's a strike to start the bottom of the second. Bradley likes Forrest Gump for his movie. He likes Josh Reddick for his baseball player. He also plays soccer, and that's a vicious line drive back to the pitcher. Knocked down and on to first in time. Good play by Trey Craig. That was a wicked line drive that somehow he got a glove on and knocked it down and on to first for the first out. That's 4 in a row retired by Trey. And that'll bring up Henry Parrott, the catcher. Big swing and a miss. No balls and a strike. To the catcher for Bluffton American, Henry Parrott. Henry Parrott likes chicken. We don't know whether he likes it baked, grilled, fried. Likes all the chicken. His favorite movie is Miracle. He also plays hockey. He's a Cubs fan, and he likes Wilson Contreras. Good player for the Cubs. Swing and a miss, and down goes Parrott on strikes. That's 2 up, 2 down, 5 in a row. Retired by Trey Craig. Base is empty.
Number 12, Miles Fry.
And now Miles Fry, who on Saturday, last time I was at the ballpark, hit a long home run to center field. Bluffton American needs some of that now. They are down by 3 in a big game. Base is empty, 2 outs, bottom of the second, 3-0 Midland. And there's ball 1 to Miles Fry. That is popped up back toward the press box and right down below. And the count's now 1-1. Pitch on the way. Fouled back to the screen. The count's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Miles Fry.
Now batting for the Bird All-Stars, number 9, Austin Baird.
Base is empty, 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Trey Craig into the wind. The pitch on the way is hit to third. Backhanded by the third baseman, who knocks it down. Long throw across to first. Pulls the first baseman off the bag. We'll see how they score that. It'll be an error on the third baseman. That was an attempted backhand by the third baseman. His throw pulled the first baseman off the bag, and Bluffton has their first base runner. And that'll bring up Max Van Esselston.
Now batting, number 34, Max Van Esselston.
Max likes the Washington Nationals, and his favorite player is Max Scherzer, who the Nationals just put on the injured list. His favorite band, and I love this, the Chipmunks. My kids love to sing The Witch Doctor, you know, ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah. They love singing that song. That's line into right field, a base hit. And Bluffton has something cooking here in the bottom of the second with 2 outs. An error and a single have put runners on first and second. And now Talon Putnam. So a chance for Bluffton American to get back in the game. They trail 3-0. but a couple of runners on base. Let's see if Putnam can bring them around. First jam of the evening for Trey Craig, and let's see how he responds. It's a line drive to the second baseman, fielded on a hop. Good play on to first in time. Nice defense there by Midland to keep Bluffton American off the scoreboard and turn them away here in the bottom of the second. Bluffton gets a couple of base runners, but they can't push any runs across. And we go to the top of inning 3 here at Oscar Frazier Park in Bluffton, South Carolina. This, the 2019 Dixie Youth Boys Ozone State Championship, live on the Beaufort County Channel. And a new pitcher on the mound for Bluffton American as we go to the top of the third. Miles Fry takes over for Jackson Arsenault. And he will face Aiden Gallegos, Will Yancey, and I can't read my own writing, Chance Coley. I get a F for penmanship on my lineup card. Gallegos, Yancey, and Coley, the first 3 against Miles Fry and Bluffton American. In the top of the third with Midland All-Stars on top, 3-0. That is into right field, short right field, a base hit, leadoff single for Midland in the top of the third. So Gallegos reaches with an opposite field single. Now the catcher, Will Yancey. Gallegos, the runner at first, likes crab legs. He's in the right place for that here in the South Carolina Low Country. He also likes the Chicago Cubs, his favorite player, the richest player in baseball, Bryce Harper. He also wants to be an engineer when he grows up. And as for Will Yancey, who's in the batter's box now, steak is his favorite food. He also likes Bryce Harper and the Atlanta Braves. He plays football in his spare time, likes to hunt and fish. And his favorite food is steak. Runner at first, nobody out here in the top of inning 3. 3-0 Midland All-Stars are out in front of the Bluffton American team. Gallegos, pretty good lead off first, throw over there, and he's back safely. Pitch on the way to the plate is in there for a strike. And the count now 2 balls and 1 strike to Will Yancey. Hit off the end of the bat, foul up toward first and out of play, and the count now even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch on the way is swung on and missed. And Yancey goes down on strikes for the first out here in the top of the 3rd. Gallegos still the runner at first, now 1 out. Chance Culley the batter.
51 total pitches for Jackson Berry.
Chance's favorite player is Ronald Acuna Jr. And his favorite team's the Braves. Acuna, of course, a couple of home runs against the Padres over the weekend, a series the Braves swept, I'm happy to report. He likes to play video games and swim, and there's a base hit into very short right field. A couple of runners on again for Midland here in the top of the 3rd with 1 out. We'll flip the lineup card, go back to the top of the order, and Hunter Epps will be the batter. So Midland already leads 3-0, and they try to get some more here in the top of the 3rd. Fry gives the runners a glance and brings it to the plate high and inside, almost hit him for ball 1. Fry with a long look in. Now he gets the sign he wants. And the pitch on the way is on the outside corner. Good pitch. And the count's now even. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bluffton plays their infield in at 3rd and pretty much straight away the rest of the infield and the outfield against Hunter Epps. 1-1 pitch on the way, off speed pitch. Must have missed high, and the count's 2-1. Two-one pitch instead to second, and the runner back safely. Pitch on the way, good pitch. Swung on and missed. And the count's even now, 2-2 on Epps. Runners get their leads off first and second. 2-2 pitch is on the way to the plate. And it misses outside, and that fills the count, 3-2. Three-two pitch, off-speed pitch, curveball that never curved. That's ball 4, and the bases are going to be loaded for the Midland All-Stars with 1 out.
Now batting number 2.
And Caleb Waters will be the batter. Bases loaded, 1 out, top of the third. 3-0 Midland is our score. Waters digs in the left-handed batter's box. And the first pitch is tapped back to Fry, who goes home for 1 on to first in time. A huge double play for Bluffton American. And the Midland All-Stars turned away here in the top of the third. So we go to the bottom of the third here at Oscar Frazier Park in Bluffton, South Carolina. Our score remains the Midland All-Stars 3, the Bluffton American All-Stars nothing. You are watching the Dixie Youth Boys Ozone South Carolina Championship live on the Beaufort County Channel. We'll be right back. So a big double play in the top of the third inning turned by Bluffton American keeps further damage from scoring for Midland, keeps the score at 3-0, and Bluffton comes to bat in the bottom of the third. Scotty Boudreau, Colton Young, and Colin Hetzel, the first 3 for Bluffton in the bottom of the third. That's tapped toward third, fielded by the third baseman who double pumps and throws on to first in time, 1 up, 1 down here in the bottom of the third. And now Colton Young.
Number 7, Colton Young.
Again hit to third, knocked down by the third baseman, and on to first in time. Good instincts by the third baseman. He didn't panic. He kept that ball in front of him and was able to make the play on to first, and he is a tall young man over at third for the Midland All-Stars. So it's 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the third. And now Colin Hetzel, the batter. Pitch on the way is outside for ball 1. 2 balls and no strikes. The count to Colin Hetzel. Base is empty. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Hit off the end of the bat. Trickles foul. Two balls and 1 strike to the Bluffton American All-Star shortstop. Pitch on the way is on the outside corner. Good pitch. And the count's even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Craig again ready, and the 2-2 pitch misses outside, ball 3, and that fills the count 3-2. Tannen Mankowski waits on deck for Bluffton. He'd love a chance to bat here in the bottom of the third. 3-2 pitch on the way. That must have been the 2-2 pitch. Now it's 3-2. My apologies on the count. Oh, now it is ball 4. We knew what the count was. Hetzel didn't know what the count was. And he goes down to first with a 2-out walk. And Tannen Mankowski will get a chance to bat here in the bottom of the third. So another base runner for Bluffton American. Let's see if Mankowski can get him in. Trey Craig delivers, runner going, pitches a ball, throw to second is in the dirt. It's a stolen base for Colin Hetzel and a runner in scoring position for Bluffton American with 2 down. 1 ball, no strike count to Mankowski. Mankowski likes crab legs. The Atlanta Braves, that is down the right field line for a base hit, or runs in for Bluffton, down to second to throw, and he's going to be out, but the run scores before the 3rd out is recorded. So Bluffton gets on the scoreboard. But the play at second ends the inning and takes us to the top of the 4th. Bluffton American does dent the scoreboard, and they cut into the lead for the Midland All-Stars by 1. We go to the top of the 4th. The score 3-1 here live on the Beaufort County Channel. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the top of the fourth inning here at Field 3 at Oscar Frazier Park in Bluffton, South Carolina. The Bluffton American All-Stars trailing the Midland All-Stars 3-1. And you might see as the game progresses some gorgeous drone footage. Robert Dixie is here and with his drone and providing some beautiful aerial footage of Oscar Frazier Park and Field 3 in this tournament. Could see the drone out my window going up high in the air in center field. Some of the ball players have noticed it too now. But back here in this elimination game, Midland All-Stars lead 3-1. Miles Fry still on the mound for Bluffton American. And he'll face Bryce Gillette, Zeb Taylor, and Trey Craig. They're the first three scheduled to bat here in the top of the fourth. We were missing a catcher and an umpire, and that's why the top of the fourth hasn't begun quite yet. Umpire might have been making dinner reservations. Now it looks like we're about ready to go. And Bryce Gillette strides to the right-hand batter's box, and he'll lead off the top of the fourth. Parrott gives the sign. Fry gets the sign. The pitch on the way. In their first strike, 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch on the way. Outside all the way to the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. The count to Bryce Gillette. Late swing and a miss. And the count goes to 1-2. Outside. And the count evens, 2 balls and 2 strikes. On the outside corner, call strike 3. And 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the fourth. Good start for Miles Fry and Bluffton American. And now Zeb Taylor, the third baseman, the batter. Fry into the wind. The pitch on the way to Taylor. Swung on and missed. Actually fouled away at the plate. And Taylor down a strike. A 1 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. 0-2. Miles Fry looking good here in the top of the fourth. Oh, 2 pitch on the way is fouled off. First base side over the dugout. Now to play, and the count stays 0-2. Fouled off third base side. Count stays 0-2. These are 11 and 12-year-olds playing in this Ozone tournament. And they are talented young men. That is hit back up through the middle and into center field, a base hit. 1 out single for Zeb Taylor. And that'll bring Trey Craig to the batter's box.
Now batting number 12, Trey Craig.
So our hats are off to each and every one of these young men who are here this week representing their communities and their towns. They are doing themselves and their communities proud in this tournament, both in how they conduct themselves on the field but also off the field. Runner going from first. Parrott can't get it out of his glove, and that's going to be a stolen base for Zeb Taylor. So a runner in scoring position for Midland. No balls, one strike to Trey Craig. Fry looks in. Looks the runner back to second. Now to the plate, way outside. And the count's even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Swing and a miss. The ball gets all the way to the screen, and the count goes to 1-2. 3-1 our score. The Midland All-Stars with the lead as they bat here in the top of the fourth with a runner at second and 1 out in this elimination game. The winner of this game moves on in the tournament. The loser of this game will go home. Pitch is fouled back to the screen. The count stays 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fry with a long look in. Gets the sign that he wants, gives the runner a glance back towards second. To the plate, curveball. Just misses. And the count now goes to 2-2. That was a close pitch. Big lead for Zeb Taylor down at second. 2-2 pitch on the way, fouled out of play. I believe it'll, no, it won't. It might stay in play. Does stay in play. And caught by the first baseman. Good play. I thought that was going to sneak out of play, but it stayed in for a big second out. In the top of the fourth, runner stays at second. And now Bryson Steele, the batter.
Bryson Steele.
Two down here in the top of the fourth. Curveball stayed inside. The count's 1 ball, no strikes to Bryson Steele. On the outside corner, good pitch. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner leads off second. Fry gives him a look, brings it to the plate, and catches the inside corner. The count 1-2. Zeb Taylor down at second base is a good head taller than either the shortstop or the second baseman for Bluffton American. That is a tall young man. Fry gives him a look, and he brings the 1-2 pitch to the plate. Swung on and missed for strike 3. And Bluffton Americans out of the top of the 4th. And the Midland All-Stars turned away. We go to the bottom of inning 4. The score remains the Midland All-Stars 3, the Bluffton American All-Stars 1. You're watching Dixie Youth Tournament Baseball live on the Beaufort County Channel. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Bluffton American All-Stars down by 2 in this elimination game. Top of the order for Bluffton American here in the bottom of the 4th. Roman Colella, Jackson Arsenault, and Nico Martucci. Trey Craig still on the mound for the Midland All-Stars. A 1-0 pitch on the way to Roman Colella, in there for a strike. And now leaving the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Time call before the 1-1 pitch can be delivered. There's a strike on the outside corner, and the count 1-2 to the Bluffton American All-Star center fielder Roman Colella. Public address announcer makes a good point. The shadows have crept on to field 3, and that could have an effect. The third baseman and the shortstop are right in the sun, as is the left fielder. Everybody on the right side of the infield is in the shadows. That's a strikeout of Roman Colella. And that's 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th. And that brings up Jackson Arsenault. So we'll see if the shadows have something to do with some plays. That's hit toward the sunlight and fair ball. Down the left field line, Arsenault's thinking 2 all the way, and he's going to make it with a 1-out double. Bluffton American down by 1, every run important, and Jackson Arsenault in scoring position with 1 down. And now Nico Martucci, the batter. Martucci with a grand slam home run yesterday for Bluffton American. If he could hit 1 out here, Bluffton American will tie the game. So Arsenault leads off second. 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th. Bluffton American down by 2 in this elimination game. Big, big game. The pitch to Martucci misses high and outside for ball 1. Jackson Arsenault with a 1-out double. He stands down at second. It's a 1-0 count to Nico Martucci. 1-0 pitch on the way. Good cut. Fouled back to the screen. The count's now 1-1. Arsenault leads off second. Craig gives him a quick look. Now another look. And to the plate, Martucci takes inside. And the count now 2-1. Ready, 2-1 pitch on the way to Martucci. Fouled out of play, first base side. And that'll leave it at now 2-2. Two balls, two strikes, 1 out. Bottom of the fourth, Bluffton American down by 2. Jackson Arsenault leads off second. Nico Martucci waits the pitch, and it's hit high and deep into center field, back toward the wall. It is out of here. We are tied. Nico Martucci, a grand slam home run yesterday, a 2-run home run in the bottom of the fourth, and Bluffton American comes all the way back to tie the game at 3. We said it before he came to bat. And he is enjoying his trip around the bases. And he should. 3-3 game. That's the third home run I've seen in this tournament to straightaway center field. These kids can really hit. And Nico Martucci has tied this ball game 3-3. All even, brand new game. And now Trey Craig may be finished for the afternoon, maybe not. Let's see, he's getting a pep talk from the coach. He's going to stay in the game. Coach and his teammates say, shake it off. Game's still tied. So it's a brand new ball game, 3-3. And Bradley Robbins stands in for Bluffton American. Nico Martucci, remember that name. Might hear about it again in 8 or 9 years, you never know. A grand slam for Bluffton yesterday, a game-tying 2-run home run tonight. And we got ourselves a brand new ball game, 3-3. 0-1 pitch on the way is outside, and the count's 1-1 to Bradley Robbins. And possible injury. The catcher might have been hit by a foul ball there. He's down and he's hurting. Will Yancey is hurting behind the plate. So an injury delay here as Will Yancey being attended to by his coach and by Trey Craig, the pitcher. He says he's okay. He'll shake it off. And Bradley Robbins gives him a high five, says glad you're okay, and stands back in with a count 1-1. 3-3 game. That is popped up on the infield, right into the sun through the shadows, and a good catch by the third baseman for the second out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Henry Parrott now the batter, the catcher for Bluffton American. And he hits it off the fist toward the second baseman, who has it for the third out in the bottom of the fourth, but not before Nico Martucci turns the game around and brings it even 3-3 as we head to the top of the fifth inning in this elimination game at the Dixie Youth Boys Ozone State Championship, live right here on the Beaufort County Channel. We'll be right back. We go to the top of the fifth inning in a brand new ball game. 3-3 our score. Bluffton American was down 3-0 at one point, and they've come all the way back to tie the game at 3 in this elimination game here at the Dixie Youth Boys Ozone State Championship. Logan Gadberry, Kenny Sanders, and Keaton Bennett, the first three scheduled for Midland. Miles Fry is still on the mound for Bluffton American. And the count is now 1-1 to Logan Gadberry. Nico Martucci in the bottom of the fourth with a two-run game-tying home run to dead center field. And there's a swing and a miss, and the count's 1-2 to Gadberry. And that young man enjoyed his trip around the bases, let me tell you. Nowhere near. And the count's even now 2-2. And I would have too if I hit a game-tying two-run home run. 2-2 pitch on the way. Swung on, miss. They'll have to throw him out at first, and that's 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the fifth. So maybe a momentum shift in this game. The Midland All-Stars built a quick 3-0 lead. 2 of those runs scoring on a heads-up base running. But Bluffton American has battled back, and we now have a brand new game, 3-3. Bases empty, 1 out here in the top of the fifth. Aiden Gallegos now the batter. So it's not Kenny Sanders, but Aiden Gallegos who's at bat. And he's down a strike in the count, no balls and a strike. 0-1 pitch on the way. Is outside, and that evens the count, 1-1. Pitch is in there for call strike 3, I believe. Gallegos, I think that's just 2 strikes, ump. 2-2, he stands corrected. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He tried to get Gallegos out of there. Gallegos said, wait a minute, that's only 2 strikes. So it's a 1 ball, 2 strike count. And Fry is distracted by something on the mound. I'm not sure by what. By the coach asking about the count, I think. So Fry looks in, gets a sign, and the pitch on the way. That's in there for call strike 3. So that's 2 down here in the top of the 5th. And after tying the game at the bottom of the 4th, 2 quick outs for Miles Fry here in the top of the 5th. Bases empty, 2 outs. And that brings up Keaton Bennett. 3-3 game. Bennett takes a strike on the outside corner. Outside all the way to the screen. And the count even now, 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch on the way. Misses high for ball 2, 2-1. Off-speed pitch catches the strike zone. That evens the count, 2-2. Two-two pitch on the way. High and outside. Ball 3, 3-2. Full count. Bennett digs back in. And he awaits the 3-2 pitch from Miles Fry. Here it is. And it's hit into center field. And a diving attempt by the center fielder. He can't come up with it. It falls in for a base hit. Good try. Very good try by Roman Colella out there. That's not Roman Colella. That's number 4. That is, who is that? Arsenault, Jackson Arsenault out center field. Good try. Couldn't quite come up with it, and that's a 2-out single for Midland.
Now batting number 3, Hunter Epps.
And back to the top of the order we go, and Hunter Epps. Outside, ball gets away, and Midland trying to take advantage, and they do. Runner in scoring position on the wild pitch. The count is 1 ball, no strikes to Hunter Epps, and now a meeting between Epps and the coach. There you see a great view from the drone right over the third base bag, back toward home plate. Beautiful view here of Oscar Frazier Park. As the pitch misses and the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes to Hunter Epps. Runner at second. 2 outs in the top of the 5th and a tie game, 3-3. On the outside corner, good pitch. 2 balls and a strike to Hunter Epps.
Total pitches for Jackson Murray, 84 total pitches.
Fry into the wide. 2-1 pitch on the way. And Epps swings and pokes it into right field. And a diving catch out there by the right fielder ends the top of the 5th inning and keeps the game tied. If that gets down, Midland might have retaken the lead. But a great play by the right fielder ends the top of the 5th. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Here at Field 3 at Oscar Frazier Park, the game is tied 3-3. We'll be right back on the Beaufort County Channel. Miles Fry leads off for Bluffton American in the bottom of the 5th and a tie game. Trey Craig still on the hill for Midland as that's hit off the end of the bat towards second, fielded by the second baseman. Quick flip to first in time. 1 up, 1 down in the bottom of the 5th. If you're just joining us, the Midland All-Stars had a 3-0 lead. Bluffton American came all the way back, capped by a 2-run game-tying home run by Nico Martucci. And that's where we stand, 3-3 with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Out towards short, fielded by the shortstop on the run. And it must have pulled the first baseman off the bag. They're calling him safe. That was a great play by the shortstop to get to the ball. The throw on to first, though, pulled the first baseman off the bag. And now we're going to have a little discussion about that. Couldn't tell anything from where I'm sitting. But the runner ruled safe, and that's big, because that would put a runner on first with just 1 out for Bluffton American in a tie game. Of course, this is an elimination game. The winner of this game moves on in the tournament, and the loser will unfortunately go home. So the call stands, runner at first, 1 out. The go-ahead run for Bluffton American on at first. And now Talon Putnam, the batter. So score that last play, an E3 error on the first baseman. We have a new pitcher coming in for Midland. Trey Craig pitched a good game. And he will now go over to third base, it looks like. And Zeb Taylor's going to come in and pitch 3-3 game. Bluffton American with a go-ahead run on base with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching us on the Beaufort County channel or at BeaufortCountySC.gov. Every game here in this tournament either shown live on the county channel or streamed live at BeaufortCountySC.gov. And of course, you can purchase DVDs of each and every game of this tournament at BeaufortCountySC.gov. 50 pitches for Trey Craig in this game. And now Zeb Taylor will try to keep Bluffton American off the scoreboard and keep this game right where it is, tied 3-3. Talon Putnam will be the batter when play resumes after Taylor completes his warm-up tosses. On a very pretty night, a hot and sticky night, but that's usual and normal for the Low Country in July, but a pretty night for baseball here at Oscar Frazier Park in Bluffton, South Carolina. Thanks for spending time with us on this Monday night. And now we're ready. Zeb Taylor's completed his warm-up tosses. Talon Putnam stands in. He squares around as if to bunt. The snap throw to first is close, but back safely. Runner leads off first. And again a throw to first. And again the runner safe. Runner going, pitches a strike, throw to second is close. In there safely, and Midland can't believe it. Those are 2 straight calls that Midland wished would have gone the other way, but now the go-ahead run in scoring position for Bluffton American. It's a 1-ball and no strike count to Putnam. And a chance for Bluffton American to take the lead for the first time in this game. Runner leads off second. Pitch to Putnam's in there for a strike, and the count's 1-1. Umpire's correcting our count. He says it's no balls and 2 strikes, so we have to go with what the umpire says. So the 0-2 pitch on the way to Putnam with the runner leading off second, fouled off the screen. And the count stays 0-2. That's hit toward third, booted by the third baseman. The throw to third, everybody's going to be safe. Runners first and third for Bluffton American. That has to be an error on the third baseman. That went right through his wickets. He can't believe it. And now a chance for Bluffton American to take the lead. Runners first and third, just 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Scotty Boudreau, the batter. Huge moment in this ball game. Runner goes from first, and it's a stolen base for Bluffton American. They're getting aggressive on the base pass, and now 2 runners in scoring position with just 1 out. And Midland rattled here in the top of the fifth, in the bottom of the 5th. Excuse me. Hit toward third and into left field, a base hit. Bluffton has the lead. 1 run scores. The ball booted in left field. 2 runs are going to score. Safe at second, and a 5-3 lead for Bluffton American. That'll be a hit and RBI. The second run scores on an error by the left fielder. And it is 5-3 Bluffton. And Bluffton not done. Runner at second, still just 1 out. Roman Colella, the batter for Bluffton. Was that Boudreau that got the hit? I'm confusing myself because he's jumping around. Boudreau got the hit. RBI single by Boudreau. The 5th run scores on an error, 5-3 Bluffton. And the count now 1 ball and 1 strike to Roman Colella. And suddenly, Bluffton American 3 outs away from moving on in this tournament. They trailed 3-0 at one point, come all the way back to take a 5-3 lead. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count now to Roman Colella. Big swing and a foul back to the screen, and the count stays 1-2 to Roman Colella. Pitch on the way is on the outside corner for call strike 3. Roman Colella goes down looking for the 2nd out in the bottom of the 5th. The runner stays at 2nd with 2 outs, and now Jackson Arsenault. On the outside corner for a call strike, 0-1 to Jackson Arsenault. Runner leads off 2nd. The pitch on the way, in the dirt and all the way to the screen. And Bluffton American is going to have a runner on 3rd, and a 1 ball, 1 strike count to Jackson Arsenault. Pitch on the way to Arsenault, hit back up through the middle and into center field, a base hit. Bluffton adds a run, and they now lead 6-3. Arsenault is going to try to take 2nd. He's going to make it. RBI single for Jackson Arsenault, and a 6-3 lead for Bluffton American. And here is that young man again. And I think we can say that Nico Martucci's last at-bats what turned this game all around. Bluffton was down 3-1 at that point. Martucci hit a game-tying 2-run home run to straightaway center field. That tied the game at 3. And Bluffton American now leads it 6-3. Isn't that a great baseball name? Nico Martucci. Big swing and a miss by Martucci. And the count, no balls, 2 strikes. 6-3, Bluffton American. What a game. Oh, 0-2 pitch on the way to Martucci is in there for call strike 3. But Bluffton American scores 3 runs, and they are 3 outs away from moving on in this tournament. We go to the top of the 6th. The score, Bluffton American 6, the Midland All-Stars 3. We'll be right back for the top of the 6th. It is a pleasure to welcome to the broadcast for what Bluffton American hopes is the final 3 outs, and they can move on in this tournament. The one, the only, the man, the legend, Mr. Carlo Peruzza to the broadcast. Hey, bud.
Jody, what's going on, man? It's been a while, but nice to be back here on the county channel. We got ourselves a good game as that one's hit over to second, or short.
On to first and safe. The first baseman pulled off the bag. Good play by the shortstop. Martucci did the splits over there at first, but he couldn't quite keep his foot on the bag, and it's a leadoff single and a good start for Midland. In the top of the sixth, they're down by 3. It's 6-3 Bluffton American. Bluffton American trying to move on in this tournament.
Jody, Bluffton on a roll. Great performance so far today. And you know what? It's hard to not be biased when you're cheering some of these teams on, man. You always want to see the home teams do well.
Little hometown cooking, and they've showed us something today. Down 3-0 in this game, all the way back to lead at 6-3, but Midland with the leadoff man on in the top of the sixth. Miles Fry trying to nail it down for Bluffton. That gets away, and that's going to allow the runner to advance to second. So a little bit of a shaky start here in the top of the sixth. Let's see if Bluffton can settle down and get the final 3 outs.
Absolutely. Loco Sports own Justin Jarrett talks very highly of this team, and he's watching right now. And you know he's hoping Bluffton to win tonight, so he can write a nice story about that. But Jody, how have you liked calling the tournament so far?
Always love calling these tournaments. This is the second one I've done for the County Channel. That gets away, and the runner moves up to third. So shaky start for Bluffton here in the top of the sixth, as Bryce Gillette is the batter, and the count is 1-1. I called a Dixie Boys World Series in 2011. That was over at Burton Wells Park in Beaufort. Had a blast. It's always fun. It's great watching these 11 and 12-year-olds with so much talent, so much potential. Did you see the trot around the bases by Nico Martucci when he tied the game?
No, I didn't need to see it. How was it?
He enjoyed every second of that trot around the bases, as he should have.
Was it Kurt Gibson like, Jody?
Kind of like Kurt, about as slow as Kurt Gibson. Except Nico didn't have a hitch in his get-along. He was running fine. He was just enjoying every second of it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good for him.
That's popped into right field and going to get down for a base hit. Midland not going to go away quietly. A run scores, and it's 6-4.
Yeah, very nice piece of hitting there for Midland. Batter was able to stay back on him, put it over into right, and just like that, he leads down by 2.
Everything on the line in this game. This is an elimination game, so both teams giving everything they've got. So run in here in the top of the sixth for Midland. 6-4 ball game and a meeting on the mound for Bluffton American. So what have you been up to lately?
Not too much, man. Just hanging out. About to go to grad school at Georgia Southern, so I'm really excited for that and start a new chapter.
Good for you, Mr. Peruzza. You're a big boy.
Yeah, trying to be. You know, try to be like you, Jody. You know, there's the hope one day.
That ain't much of a challenge to be like me, but
I have been happy, though. If you're watching sports, you could find out that Toronto's got a championship basketball team now. Toronto Raptors won. I was really happy about that.
Zeb Taylor stands in for Midland with a runner at first and a run in. 6-4 game. Miles Fry delivers high and tight and near the helmet for ball 1. Been a great game with another game to follow, if you can believe it.
What I love about this tournament is you really have the best players in the state here at this age group. And especially when it goes into the later rounds of the tournament, you just see some wonderful games.
A lot of talent in these young men, as we've said, all tournament. And they've shown us something this game. A lot of heart in these kids.
This is a little different from you. I know all year you were doing USCB, did a wonderful job covering those guys, and now you go cover some kids half their age.
Might cover some of these kids at USCB in a few years. You never know.
Yeah, definitely. They're probably good additions to the team.
Miles Fry delivers to the plate, and he misses, and the count is now 1-0 or 2-0. I don't know which. 6-4 game. Bluffton American with the lead. 3 outs away from moving on in this tournament. But Midland not going away quietly. They've got a run in and a runner on first. Runner going from first. The pitch is a strike. The throw to second is going to be late. It's a stolen base and a runner in scoring position for Midland. The count is 2 balls and 1 strike to Zeb Taylor.
Yeah, Midland did an outstanding job here. Still 0 outs, and now they have another runner in scoring position. So potentially, if one swing of the bat here, that lead could be down to 1.
And this is what it's all about. Fry with the pitch. It's dropped by the catcher, trying to take third, going to be close at third, and he's going to be out. And that's the first out in the top of the sixth. Midland may be a little over-aggressive on the base paths.
That's a little throwback to Ivan Pudge Rodriguez there behind the plate, throwing out the runner at third.
That's a huge, huge first out for Bluffton American in the top of the sixth. And let's see if that settles Miles Fry down where he can get the final 2 outs. A run's in here for Midland. It's a 6-4 game, but now the bases are empty with 1 out in the top of the sixth.
Absolutely. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens here. Bluffton just got to stay strong.
And there's a line drive down the right field line, in for at least one and rattle it around down there in the corner. He is going to, Taylor thought about third base and put on the brakes around in second. Now he wishes he'd have kept going, I think.
Man, it just seems like everything's going Midland's way right now. Beautiful piece of hitting there, just dribbled right down that line. And I mean, it was inches away from being foul.
Hit it the other way, stayed with it. Now another runner in scoring position. And how big is that play at third base now for Bluffton?
Oh, that's huge. I mean, the game, if that didn't happen, the tying run would be in scoring position right now.
So Bluffton with 1 out in the top of the sixth, a 2-run lead. Trey Craig, the batter.
Looks like we have a little mound visit or something going on right now, trying to calm these kids down. The third base coach is talking to the batter.
There are some tall young men playing in this game. Zeb Taylor down at second is taller than the umpire.
He is, that's funny.
Fry to the plate, tap foul.
Yesterday, Jody, I was covering the North Myrtle Beach team. Now that was some game. Ooh, they had one player, his name is Luke Roop, hit a no-doubter grand slam.
Luke Ruth, did you say?
Roop.
Luke Roop, what a great baseball name.
And then they intentionally walked him this next time up.
That happens when you hit a home run. Martucci might start seeing some of that if Bluffton moves on in the tournament. That's a swing and a miss, and the count's 0-2. This would be a big out for Miles Fry if he can get that third strike.
Absolutely. Right now for Bluffton, they need all the momentum they can get. I mean, they got to come out of this half inning with the lead. They need to.
Well, if they do, they'll win the game. 6-inning game, so 2 more outs. 0-2 pitch on the way. In there for strike 3. Craig can't believe it, but he does a U-turn, heads back to the dugout, and Bluffton American is 1 out away from moving on in this tournament.
I can only imagine the pressure right now for Bluffton American. It's a pretty crazy situation out there.
Been a great game. What an entertaining game. Bluffton falls behind 3-0. They battle back to tie it. They take the lead, and now they're 1 out away from moving on in this tournament. Miles Fry gets his sign. The runner leads off second. Pitch on the way is fouled out of play. No balls and 1 strike to Bryson Steele. And stay tuned, folks. Another game coming up in about 15 minutes if this game ends here in the top of the sixth. So a lot of baseball coming your way yet tonight, and then tomorrow night, Wednesday night, and Thursday morning when we name a champion.
You know, you guys are just truly blessed. I mean, you get to spend your whole night listening to Jody Vermiglia.
Oh, let me tell you. Pop some popcorn, put your feet up, turn your volume down, and watch the game without sound. I used to do that watching the Braves when they played in a team whose announcers I didn't like. I just turned the volume down and turned the radio on so I could hear the Braves announcers. I still do that sometimes to Fox and ESPN. That's tapped up the middle, fielded by the shortstop who can't find the handle. The runner breaks for the plate. He is safe. It's a 1-run game. And Midland will not go away quietly. They've scored 2 in the top of the sixth. It's now a 6-5 Bluffton lead, and the tying run on for Midland.
You know, looked like the Bluffton American shortstop there just thought a little bit too much about it, bobbled it a little bit, is trying to get it off a little too fast, but it's okay. You know, they're still up by 1. They just got to calm down and bear down, and it takes 1 pitch to win the game right now.
I think you're right. I think that was a situation where he might have tried to throw it before he even had it. And so here we go, 6-5 game, Bluffton American out in front. Of course, this is an elimination game. The winner moves on, the loser goes home. 6-5 Bluffton, tying run on at first. Miles Fry with a close play at first. That'd be a heck of a way to end the game, but back safely the runner. Back in the first inning, I'm not sure if you were here, Jackson Arsenault started for Bluffton. He walked 2 batters back in the first and picked them both off at first.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about that kid. Justin Jarrett kind of raves about him. He says he's one of the better players of the entire tournament.
There's a swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike to Logan Gadberry. 6-5 game. Bluffton American clings to a 1-run lead. Fry into the wind. The pitch just misses the outside corner. And the count's even now, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Ooh, this is a nail biter right now, Jody. It's really going down to the wire here.
Everything on the line in this game. Fry with a long look in. 1-1 pitch on the way. Just misses the outside corner again. 2-1. Everybody into this right now. The fans are into it. We broadcasters are into it. Exciting Dixie baseball. Oh, my stars. There's a great shot from our drone from center field, straight back toward home plate on a beautiful night for baseball. At a great vantage point, you can see how big the crowds are. And here we go. Runner leads off first. Miles Fry looks in. It's a 2-1 count. 1-run lead for Bluffton American. The pitch on the way, swung on and missed. The count's even 2-2.
Bluffton now just 1 strike away from getting the victory. I mean, this would be a huge one, too.
A lot of pressure on everybody. On Miles Fry, the pitcher, Gadberry, the batter. Fry looks in, gets his sign. 2-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Bluffton moves on. Bluffton American comes all the way back. They trailed at 1-3-0, and they move on in this tournament. They win 6-5, and look at Nico Martucci down the first base line. He's a one-man cheerleader.
Simply, I mean, Bluffton showed a lot of heart, desire, and grit to win this game. And, you know, they're little bulldogs in this fight, Jody, man. They never gave up. They were down early, and they just came back, and they looked pretty dominant towards the end there.
Well, you hate to see anyone lose this game, but unfortunately, the Midland All-Stars come up a run short, and they will be going home, but they did their community and themselves proud in this tournament. We congratulate Midland, their coaches, their players. Great job, great tournament. And I'm sure we'll see them again in future tournaments.
Absolutely. I'm sure a lot of those kids on that team are going to be playing some sort of collegiate baseball, and probably most of them will be on their high school teams as well.
But for this game, Bluffton American comes out the winner. They win 6-5. They move on in this tournament, and we'll be back for the second game this evening in just a few minutes. Bluffton wins 6-5. They move on in the Dixie Youth Ozone State Baseball Championship Tournament. We'll be back in just a few minutes with Game 2 right here on the Beaufort County Channel. For Carlo Peruzza, I'm Jody Vermillion. We'll be back with you in just a few minutes. You are watching Tournament Baseball on the Beaufort County Channel.